This is CW Iowa Live.
Good morning, everyone. It's 10 minutes past 9 o'clock right now. Welcome back to the program, and also welcome back to the program. Good friend of ours. She is the privacy professor. Yay. It is Rebecca Harold. Just trying to keep people safe in the world of digital, Jackie.
Yeah, and you did that by sending out a quiz to us over the weekend that we took, and I'm obviously have some work to do. It was telling me I'm kind of moderate in this quiz, but tell us more about what it's all about and how people at home can take it as well.
Yeah, and what is it all about?
Yes, well, you know, online quizzes, you see them all the time. I mean, people are taking them, what kind of dog would you be, what's your color and all that. And I thought, well, let's use something like that I hope to be a little bit fun, but also that would get some awareness raising at the same time.
Okay.
So what I did was, with my Symbis business, we have different types of risk evaluations that the businesses use. And I thought, well, why don't I take one of those and pull out a piece of it and make it available for the public, so I could put out something to help them raise awareness in a few areas, and then if people like it, why, I'll put out more, so we can keep people, you know, taking fun quizzes. I hope it's fun, and then, you know, we can keep awareness raised through that.
Well, the thing that was nice about it was the quiz that you sent us to participate in was only 9 questions, so it was over rather quickly.
Well, and they weren't difficult questions, but they kind of put in perspective things we've been talking about every single time you're on our program. So hopefully we're giving you tips so that you are being more secure in your privacy out there. But there's still more to learn.
There is a lot to learn. And in fact, I went through those questions when I wrote them the first time. I had a lot of my friends throughout different parts of the world even to give me feedback. And the first version of that, my friend in France came back and he said, this is like taking a CPA test. I think you better simplify it. So I did try to get it down simplified. So I'm glad to hear that it was.
Now, what were some of the questions that were on there, so you can explain?
So 9 questions, and I decided, well, let's start out with this one with something that is a problem on an ongoing basis, and that's passwords. So last month there was a new password study that was released for 2016, and you might have even covered it on here, but they talked about the 25 worst passwords.
And it's still amazing some people are still using some of these.
It is, and the most popular was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's not a good password. So I thought, let's hit the password questions so we can help people to see, based upon how they answer, how they choose their passwords, and how, you know, often they change them, and also if they use 2-factor authentication, let's help raise their awareness. And so after you answer 3 questions about authentication, in the report we give you a grade. I tell you if you're privacy savvy and a privacy guru, or if you're your own privacy worst enemy, you know. So in the report then that you get, I put in some tips so you know some things to keep in mind. And
one of the easiest things for when it comes to password tips, what is one of the easiest things that you suggest?
Well, definitely use a complex password, meaning you want alpha, you want numbers, and you want symbols, and make upper and lowercase letters. Because if we look at the 25 most common passwords, almost all of them are either all numbers or they're all lowercase letters. Yeah, and they're things that's usually in a row on the
Something
keyboard.
easy.
Yeah, so that's definitely something. And then another topic that I hit on is if you use the same password on all your sites, or, you know, if you have different passwords for different sites, that was something else this research showed, that we still have around 25 to 30% of people who use the same password for all
for everything.
Yeah, but that's improving though, so that's a good thing to see. So hopefully we'll keep that awareness up there.
And also how often you change your passwords, or if you only change it when you hear a news story here on our program saying, oops, there was a situation, oh, now I'll change it, and sometimes it's a little too late.
Yeah, so passwords was big. Another thing that I'm concerned concerned with is card readers and the skimmers that are there. So I have a question about that.
You did, and you mentioned whether or not someone uses one of those, like your credit card deals at a gas station, for
Yes.
example, and asked whether or not you grabbed it and shook it. And
Yeah.
to be, I've never done that. Even though we know they're there, I'll look
Right.
at them a little more close. But you suggest,
Yes.
grab it a hold of the actual area where you slide the card in.
Yes, because they have these devices now that the crooks use, and they can literally install them in a matter of seconds. In fact, in your report, I put a link to a video where the crooks actually install a skimmer right in front of the cashier. The person that's with this crook asks for cigarettes, and when she turns her back, he just sticks it on the card reader that quick. And the skimmer is there. And so just because you have the card reader right there next to the cashier, you still want to, make sure that it's okay.
Wow.
With those type. Now that's typically for the type that's the slide.
Right.
So a lot of people kind of get lazier when they have the chips because they think, oh, skimmers don't deal with chips. Well, guess what? Now you have devices for skimming, and it's called shimming with the card chips. They call it shimming because they have this little gadget that they put inside of the card readers that use the digital chip in it, and it kind of shims in between the card and the actual reader. So it's collecting everything
you
as, and that's starting to become more popular. So again, if you see that the device looks like it's been open and wasn't shut appropriately, or if it jiggles, go to a different one and report it to
And they
the
have a
people.
seal on them too. Look for the
Yes,
seals too.
look for the seal. So that's very important as well.
So you were moderate. My
was just moderate.
My privacy level was medium, and I thought I
Okay.
was doing good. The way I was answering the questions, I thought, okay, this will get her. This will be,
Right.
and I still only got a medium, which is like obviously midpoint of the scale. So I
Sure.
could be a lot better.
So you can improve. And one thing, when you do take this, and I hope that all of your viewers do take it, because the more people that takes it, the more I'm going to put new ones out there to help you to raise your awareness. But something important is, even though you might be privacy savvy on one day, because there's new technologies coming out, there's always new threats. So like the shimming instead of the skimming, that's
Right.
relatively new. So maybe you know about skimming and you would pass that, but maybe the shimming you wouldn't have passed.
Now, people want to take this test, the one
Yes.
that we took here. How do they take that test?
Yeah, so they go out to my website at Simbus360.com, and it's right on that site. If you look on that home page, it has different assessments on a drop down, and when you drop down, it says a free personal privacy evaluation.
Yep.
So you can get to it here. 9 minutes, 5.
No, 9 questions,
9
fi-
questions,
5
5
minutes,
minutes.
if that,
tops.
if
Yeah,
that.
I tried to make it easy, and then you immediately get your report, and your report will show you for each question if it's a high, medium, or low risk that you did. So, and then I tried to put in there some fun labels for it. But again, I welcome feedback. If anybody has other topics they think I should make evaluations for, I'm doing this to raise public awareness, but also I think it helps with businesses because
Right.
if
Keeps
their
them more aware.
if their employees are taking this, then they're aware of it too. So it improves at business.
And we'll have this link on our social media sites as well. So all you have to do is go to CW Iowa Live or KCWI and just click on the link, and it'll take you right there.
Yeah, you mentioned two-factor.
Yes.
Thing, and I get, because I do that a lot. If offered, I use it's a pain, to be really honest. It is a pain in the
It's
neck
kind of a
trying to
pain.
log on to something as simple as Twitter, for example,
Yeah.
or to YouTube, and you got to go to your phone and put a code in, but at the same time, you know that site is secure. So
Yes.
even though it takes you a couple of seconds, is
Just a
all it
couple of
is,
seconds,
it
yeah.
is worth it, isn't it?
And it's increasing in use. That password study showed that 57% now of people are using two-factor authentication.
Because there's an option on a lot
Because
of them.
there's an
Yeah.
option with social media too. Use it on social media definitely, but also your banks and your retail sites.
All right, obviously a lot more to talk about to make sure you're staying safe with your private information when it comes to all your technologies and cards that you're using on a regular basis, just making sure you're staying safe.
There you go. So people want more information on your stuff, where can they go?
They can go to Simbus360.com, and there's actually a little question mark there. So if you want to see or ask ask a question, just submit it right there, and I'll be happy to answer.
Perfect.
Wonderful, Ann.
Thank you so much.
Privacy Prof on Twitter. Follow her. You learn a lot of really cool